My name is Ariana. Today on Kids Mission, Bible Edition, we will continue to travel through the book of Genesis.
Let's recap what we have learned so far in the book of Genesis. We saw the miraculous event of creation, and we learned that it was God who created the week to have 7 days. We also witnessed the devastating fall of man to Satan's lies. We learned about Noah's obedience to follow God's instructions to build an ark when there was the flood. We saw that man wanted to outsmart God by trying to build a tower to reach heaven. And then we learned about Abraham, who was one of the most important persons involved in this plan of salvation for man. In fact, let's listen to a song that we've been singing from we were babies. Today, we will find out the real meaning of this song.
Father Abraham had many sons. Many sons had Father Abraham. I am one of them, and so are you. So let's all praise the Lord. Right on.
Rewind. We need to get the story straight. Let's connect some dots and search the scriptures together to find clues as to why Abraham was called Father Abraham. Okay, let the exploration begin. We will go back over 300 years before Abraham and begin our investigation at the time of Noah and the Great Flood. The story of Noah occurred over 4,000 years ago when man was totally out of control and did some very despicable and horrible things. This made God very sad to see that Satan had corrupted the best part of his creation. God searched for someone to warn man to turn from their wicked ways. He found one good man named Noah. Noah warned the people for over 100 years, and then he showed even more obedience to God by building an ark when God instructed him to. The people of the land did not heed the warnings and paid a very great price when the floods came. Only 8 people, Noah and his family, were saved. Fun fact, we are descendants of Noah's 3 sons. Do you know their names?
Shem, Ham, Japheth.
Please say those names again.
Shem, Ham, Japheth.
So this means no matter what our race may be, we are all related. After the floods, the earth's population grew tremendously. Man, however, tried to be wiser than God and attempted to build a tower to reach heaven. God dispersed them by making them have different languages, and people went all over the earth. And yet again, God needed help for his people. So he called another good man. This time, his name was Abram, who God later named Abraham. So get this, Abraham is a descendant of Noah's son Shem, and that's how we connect the dots. When God called Abraham to leave his country of Haran and go to Canaan, he was obedient. He took his wife and his possessions and went where God sent him. God was so moved by the deep faith that Abraham placed in him, and God rewarded Abraham.
Genesis 15 verse 5. And the Lord took him outside and said, Now look to the heavens and count the stars, if you are able. Then he told him, So shall your offsprings be.
Abraham was very happy for the covenant that God made with him, but he was puzzled because he was so old and he did not have any children. how could he have many offspring? Now, because Abraham was serving the true and living God, there was nothing impossible for God to do. So God blessed him and his wife Sarah with a son called Isaac. Isaac, who was a miracle baby, was born when Sarah was 90 years old and Abraham was 100. He's called the child of promise. So this is the answer to the question why Abraham was called Father Abraham. He became the father of a great nation and the patriarch of the Bible. It was through Abraham's offsprings, the Israelites, that Jesus Christ was born and gave us the chance of salvation. The blessing that he bestowed on Abraham over 4,000 years ago to be the father of a great nation continues to happen today. The true and living God will bless and prosper you when you are faithful and obedient to him. That is why we continue to sing the song, Father Abraham has many sons. So join us on our next episode of Kids Mission Bible Edition, where we will see how Jacob and the 12 tribes of Israel played a role in the salvation of man. Thanks for joining us. See you next time. Be a blessing. Bye.